To introduce our next inductee is Katie Minnock, class of 14.
Whoa, it is bright. Okay. Congratulations to all the honorees today. It is truly humbling to be surrounded by individuals who have profoundly shaped our industry and inspired the next generation of leaders. Thank you, Ted Tang and Dean Walsh, for championing this event to honor outstanding alumni. I feel privileged to introduce the next Hall of Fame candidate, my dad, Bill Minnock. As I prepared for this event and reflected on his achievements, I was reminded of a quote by Maya Angelou. Fortunately, a different one than what Ed just referenced in his, but it has a very similar message. You have no idea what your legacy will be because your legacy is every life you have touched. These words came to mind because although my dad's nearly 40-year career with Marriott and his latest venture with Ithaca's very own La Tourelle have certainly been impressive, but what stands out most to me is his unwavering commitment to two very important things: his family and fellow hoteliers. Sorry, Dad, I know I summed up your career in about 7 words, but Ted is staring me down and I know your speech is going to run over. As the youngest of his 5 children, who are all in the room tonight, I saw firsthand how he juggled a demanding career with the demands of a large family. We regularly saw our dad's passion for hospitality in action as we quickly popped into a hotel lobby to see how a renovation turned out, or as he lamented about an outdated carpet as we walked to our hotel room. A habit that has not died because it's the first thing he commented on to my mom yesterday when they got here. As kids, we were amazed at how well he connected with Marriott employees, leaving us to wonder how many people really worked at Marriott, given that our dad seemed to know every single GM at each hotel we went to. Despite his busy schedule, whether he consistently prioritized family time, whether it was to be home in time for family dinner or to shuttle one of us to a hockey rink, he always showed up for us and still does to this day. His impact on the lives of others extends beyond family to the broader hotelie community. Whether it is through his various Cornell Hotel Society leadership roles, guest lectures at Cornell, or mentoring students, he remains deeply engaged and involved. Feedback from hoteliers in preparation for tonight revealed a consistent theme. He is someone that always picks up a call or tries to help if he can. It has been a privilege to witness the strong connections he has built and continues to build with people across the industry, many of whom are in this room tonight. Dad, Bill, here's to you. I know I should have cut this line. Here's to you and a legacy that is still being written. We are all so proud of you.
Wow, I knew she was going to do this to me. She warned me, but first of all, Katie, thank you for that, for the kind words. And I know you thank Ted, but Ted's my classmate, and I really got to honor Ted because he really fought to do Hall of Fame. And there was a lot of people that were wondering whether we could ever pull it off and all that sort of stuff. And he just tirelessly committed to making this program so successful. So Ted, thank you so much for your leadership. I'm going off script, Ted, but when he did DDLS, he actually brought a shot of tequila up to the stage and did a shot to our good friend Roger Prescott. I didn't do that today because I thought it would interrupt my comments, but you really are one of a kind. So anyway, let's get on with it. Thanks to the nominating committee, especially Jan DeRoos for nominating me. He's a lifelong friend. Like everyone here, how can you not be humbled to be associated with this amazing class of Hall of Fame inductees? You're just such amazing people. So many of you are lifelong friends, and I'm just so proud to be part of the 4th class inducted into the Hall of Fame. So Katie mentioned family, and I got to start with Debbie, who is always the rock, because like all the business people that travel all the time, we weren't home a lot. I thought I was home a lot more than she did, actually. But in time, I learned that she really did, and I knew she always held it together. She was always there. And, you know, we have 5 children, kind of demanding. That's just the way children are. We're really proud of them, but she really was the rock. And it's so great to have everybody here, and my brother and my sister-in-law. And, you know, it really kind of just shows how important Cornell is to our family. And we are a Cornell family. My grandfather went to Cornell 1914, my father, my aunt. Debbie's family's a Cornell family, professor in the ag school. Mother went to Cornell, graduated the same year as she did, as a matter of fact, and many of her siblings. So it's just a Cornell commitment. So naturally, I wanted to go to Cornell. I wanted to study business, and they had this business program called the School of Hotel Administration. So I got a job in a restaurant so that I really got a sense that this is the industry I want to be in, and here I am. So when I was at the hotel school, I thought I wanted to be an accountant, so I worked for Arthur Andersen after I graduated. I quickly learned that I did not want to do that job. Accounting was not for me, so I went back to the business school and I got my MBA. And I was so fortunate as I deliberated over jobs, and candidly, you never know what you really want to do after you graduate, but I was lucky enough to choose Marriott. And I was so fortunate because it's such a great company and it provided so many amazing opportunities for me throughout my career. Like Rick, I'm going to talk about every one of my jobs for the next 37 years. I'm not. A couple of points, though. So when I joined Marriott, they had one brand, Marriott. They were starting Courtyard. And one of my first projects in strategic planning was to look at different segments of the lodging industry and to try and figure out how to launch new brands. And the company launched Fairfield Inn. It led to the acquisition of Residence Inn. They launched Marriott Suites. And it really provided me a solid foundation of the industry and how to be successful. And then as I looked around the company, where do I want to work? What I loved was development. And at that time, Marriott was one of the largest real estate development companies in the world. And I joined that department, moved up to lead it. And at one point, we were delivering over 100 new hotels a year, something hotel companies don't do anymore because it's all done by the owner and franchise community. And those were amazing jobs, and it was just the beginning of a really enjoyable career. But the most impactful job that I had was when I entered a cross-training program into operations. And that's where I learned about the special sauce at Marriott. It's culture, right? And you learn the culture of an organization when you're in operations. Take care of the associates, and they'll take care of the customers. They'll come back again and again. Success is never final. Do the right thing. All those things were very, very important to me in my career. And I was very fortunate to work with a number of great leaders, including Steve Weiss, and thank you for mentioning me. I worked for Steve not one, but two, but three times. And it really was a pleasure to work with such an outstanding leader. Thank you, Steve. And then that was my career, and why did I want to give so much back to Cornell was because I'm so grateful for what Cornell did for me. I volunteered all over the place, as Katie mentioned, but I want to tell a story about the Cornell Hotel Society because it really is a touching thing about this alumni network, which Dean Walsh always calls the special sauce of the Cornell Hotel School. So as I was preparing to move to Singapore, I knew I wanted to connect with as many hotels as I could throughout the region. So what did I do? I called up my good friend Phil Miller. And Phil took the time to rattle off, literally, off the top of his head, more than a page full of influential leaders that I should connect with that would help me on the business side and also on the personal side, because it's a big transition to move overseas. I was so grateful to Phil. Everybody that I contact answered the phone call or answered the email, which is what we do for each other. And it was just a great experience for me to reflect on how powerful our network is, how life is service, and I'm totally a hotelie for life. Thank you very much.